What's going on, guys? Jacob Worth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys from the Las Vegas Strip during sunset on a gorgeous night. Woo, look at that. Oh man, Southern Nevada. So beautiful. Look at that sky. We got the man-made beauty and we got the natural beauty tonight. And speaking of, I guess you could say, the man-made part of it here on the Las Vegas Strip, today I'm going to be talking about a subject that may surprise some of you. It's going to be why you should not stay in the best hotels on the Las Vegas Strip, or downtown, or but mostly on the Strip we're going to be talking about today, okay? So go ahead and hit the like button for this. For a lot of you who come here to Las Vegas, I'm sure you use this same strategy in order to get the maximum value out of your vacation. If it is and you have something to contribute, please let me know about it down in the comment section below, or if you have something to add, or if I missed something or anything along those lines. So let's talk about this. Why you should not stay in the best hotel properties when you come here to Las Vegas on your vacation. Now, for a Vegas vacation, and I'm going to say this maybe pertains a little more to people who are Vegas virgins, they've never been here before, they like to think about the sleek and the sexy. So coming here to Las Vegas, right, you see, of course, all the properties we have here on the Strip. They maybe are thinking about the higher end stuff, right? Like, your Aria, Cosmo, Bellagio, right? The Wynn, things like that. A lot of people like the sleek, they like the sexy, they like the elegant, right? They like how cool it looks and all that kind of stuff, especially in a place like Vegas. Because some people who've never been to Vegas before, they feel that everybody, dresses real nice when they come here, and you have to have all your best and coolest clothes when you come on vacation here, which people oftentimes do not, just FYI. But something you want to keep in mind here. Thanks, man. But something you want to keep in mind here when you come to Las Vegas is that you can have an absolutely amazing time and enjoy the amenities, or at least many of the amenities, at a high-end property without having to pay for every aspect that comes with staying at a high-end property. So let's talk about some of the value properties, and actually I'm standing right near some of them right now. So talking value properties, so let's say we're talking about, right, the Luxor, right, we're talking about Excalibur, definitely, Tropicana, right, Bally's, Planet Hollywood, Flamingo, Harrah's, Treasure Island, maybe some will throw in Mirage or MGM with that, but all these other properties we have, right, that are much more, I'll use the term value properties, and what you're going to be getting at your really high-end properties. Those can be a great option and a great deal for you, because really when you think about it, you come here on vacation, the hotel room, I mean, really it's your place to sleep, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's your place when you go to bed at night. You're only sleeping like 3 hours a night here in Vegas because you're trying to do everything you can in the shortest amount of time possible. You're just going to be sleeping there. That's all it really is. So most people, when they come on a vacation to Las Vegas, they don't want to spend a lot of time in their room, okay, when they're here in town. They want to be out, they want to be exploring, they want to be either walking the Strip, going to downtown, to go to Red Rock, go to Hoover Dam, right? They want to be out and about and make the most of their vacation, which is wise. That's a smart thing to do, I would say, for most people, to go out and explore what you can in Vegas, because there's no way you're going to explore all of it within a day or a few days or a weekend or anything like that, because we just have way too much for one person to do in such a short time. But you can maximize your time and get the most value you can by taking advantage of just getting a decent place to stay and then going out and about and enjoying yourself around town. Some of the great ways you can do that are, say you just want to go eat, say you want to go eat at Spago restaurant in the Bellagio, right? You want to go to a nice restaurant, you want to see the water fountains, right? You want to see the water show during sunset like this, right? You could have a beautiful sunset dinner out overlooking the water at the Bellagio fountains over at Spago restaurant. Enjoy yourselves. But you don't have to stay at Bellagio to enjoy that, okay? You can stay literally across the street at Planet Hollywood or Bally's or something like that, then still go and have your high-end dinner over at Spago inside the Bellagio. Also, something you want to keep in mind is certain properties. So say you're staying downtown, okay? And you want to go to like Stadium Swim over at Circa. Obviously, Circa is like the highest priced place to stay in downtown Las Vegas. So you can also stay either at the D or the Golden Gate, because they are the same owners, okay? Circa, D, Golden Gate, all owned by the Stevens brothers, and you can take your room key, you can go over there with your room key from the D or Golden Gate, go to Circa, and they're gonna let you into the pool there because it's all the same property, it's all the same ownership. So you can enjoy the pool at Circa. You can enjoy the sports book and all that kind of cool stuff they have there without even actually having to stay there. Another component to keep in mind for this is when you're comparing prices at some of these rooms, because some of these places, like I talked about earlier, here on the Strip, you're gonna get way more bang for your buck for the same amount of money. So let's take Luxor right here. Perfect example, the Luxor, okay, here at the south end of the Strip. You can go and look online for Luxor and you can get a suite for $150 a night, okay? But say you go look at Cosmo or something like that, I mean, you're gonna look at Cosmo and don't be surprised if that $150 is where their starting price is for just the cheapest room they have available. So if you got 150 bucks and you want to get more value out of the vacation, you want to have a nicer room at still a good property, right? Staying at the Luxor, then go ahead, go to Luxor and get that, you know, Pyramid Premium King Corner Suite and enjoy yourself. Your dollar will go a lot further there. You can have your great room there and you can still enjoy stuff here on the Strip. Another thing to keep in mind when it comes to these value properties is that you can get better comps over at them. You can get more comps, particularly if you're talking about something like food, right? If you want to get buffet comps and things like that. So oftentimes value properties will be more generous with that to a larger percent of their clientele. When it comes to pools, okay, these places, of course, you're in Vegas, or especially in the summertime, it is hot here. You can go to the pool, a lot of these properties, and even if you're not at a really high-end property, you can still have some good pool options. They still have a good enough pool that you can enjoy yourself. If you want to get your cabana, you can, right? You have a food or drink minimum to go along with it that you're gonna have to meet, but it's still not gonna cost you an arm and a leg like it would at some of these other nicer properties. Now, when it comes to looking at rooms at these properties, one of the other things that's really good, and the numbers here are in your favor, is it's easier to find good deals on rooms at value properties. And when I say good deals, rooms like under 150, under $100, right? Because as you look at the Strip over here, what you see is there can only be so many rooms and properties available that cater to the high-end clientele. Only so many people that come here to Las Vegas have that kind of money that they want the more high-end experience. The masses of people are looking for a good place to stay. They want a decent room to stay in. They want to have some cool stuff to do, but they don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it. And they necessarily don't put a lot of value on having that higher end experience. So there's way more rooms for people, for the masses, for, you know, your middle income, even your lower middle income clientele who come here to Las Vegas than there are for the higher end rooms. And because there's more of these rooms, if you're coming at a time, especially if there's not a lot of demand to be here, those prices are going to be getting pushed down. And if you want to book at the last minute, you can sometimes snag a great deal at a lot of these value properties, because if they don't book the room that night, they get $0. The casino doesn't make a dollar. If they book it and they at least get something, they're probably going to be happy to take something over nothing. Now, if you're going to be waiting the last minute to book a room, you know, if you're going to be, depending on how far you're coming from, might be a little bit more risky, but especially if you live like in California, or you live in Phoenix or something like that, hey, get a last minute deal, a great price on a room, hop in the car, come on down for the weekend and enjoy yourself for a few days, right? One caveat I will throw in here though, when it comes to talking about value properties and that kind of thing, is I would generally encourage people to steer away from, like, you know, the really low end, right? And when I say really low end, probably everyone here right now is thinking of like Circus, right? That's, you know, kind of like the punching bag as far as when people think of bad properties over here on the Las Vegas Strip. You know, that's one, but also, if you guys remember, I did do a video not that long ago actually about the 5 sketchiest places to stay on the Las Vegas Strip. So stuff like that, yeah, get the value, get the bargain, maximize your trip, but there's usually a limit to how low I would say you want to go to where you really get a diminishing return on your investment by going super, super cheap. A cool thing that you can still find at some of these properties here on the Las Vegas Strip, especially at the mid-level properties, is free parking, right? That's a big one. And actually one of them, heck, is right here, Tropicana. You can still park at Tropicana for free. Pretty much everything else at the south end is owned by MGM, so you're going to be paying for parking. And just about anything else at the south end, right? So Tropicana is free. Oyo or OYO, however you say it, they're still free, right? You go a little bit farther north, Planet Hollywood does charge now for parking, but Treasure Island is free. Venetian Palazzo is free. Obviously, you can Fashion Show Mall, you can park there. Circus is free. And the Strat over even farther at the north end is free as well. So a lot of these properties, although they do charge for parking now, some of these, you know, more value properties, you can still get free parking, which is great because now you have more money to spend on other things. And speaking of money to spend on other things, one of the things that oftentimes, not necessarily always, okay, this does depend, is that because these properties are more value oriented, they're only gonna get so many real high-end clientele, they will oftentimes have a lower resort fee than some of the big properties and some of the higher end, the nicer properties, right? Because if you're looking to have the real high-end experience in Vegas, you know, yeah, resort fee might be annoying, but I mean, if you've got that kind of money, like, you really don't care that much about the resort fee, right? Or, you know, say you're a gambler, right? You're not paying the resort fee anyway. I mean, you're getting stuff comped if you're a big enough player. But when it comes to the value properties here on the Strip, you know, they can't quite do that because that's not a lot of their clientele. A lot of their clientele is not going to be able to necessarily go for those really high resort fees, and, you know, they're going to be looking to book somewhere else. So that's another thing that can work into your advantage when it comes to not staying at some of the best hotels here on the Las Vegas Strip. You can still have an awesome time on your vacation. You can stretch your dollar further with some of the stuff I just shared with you in this video. So, I mean, that's the way to take whatever budget you have and really maximize the amount of value you can get here on your Las Vegas vacation. So you can, hey, have the best of both worlds. You can get deals on some of these other properties here that are more mid-level properties on the Strip, but you can still go and enjoy some of the cool and the fun and the exciting stuff and the amenities that you have at some of your higher end and nicer properties. So again, if there's anything I missed, anything you guys want to add into this, please put it down in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you didn't do so yet. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being so awesome. I am Jacob, and this is my life in Vegas.